Hello guys, this is Adam and I hope that you are doing good. Today we will be testing on the MacBook Neo, the base model, if the graphic tablets does work on the MacBook Neo or not. So what I have in front of me is one of my favorite tablets of all time, and that would be the Wacom Intuos Pro Medium, the 2017 version. If this works, that means your UGs, your XP pens, your Huions, in terms of them being only a graphic drawing tablet that doesn't have a screen, that means all of them would work. So if this is working, that means everything else will be working. And do not worry about the display tablets. We will be testing that as well. However, that will be in a separate video, probably would come out tomorrow or after tomorrow. And as you can see in the screen right now, all what I have done is I simply installed the Wacom Center, which is basically the Wacom driver. That's all what I did. As you can see right here, I'm actually moving my pen over the tablet and it's working. Now, in terms of which port I did connect it to, here at the very end, there is two ports. There is the one that is the upper port, and that port is usually the high power port. I did not connect it to that. I connected it to the one that is below it, and usually it's the low powered port, and it's working just fine. So if you want to charge or maybe plug like an SSD or a hard drive or whatever that might be, or an external hard drive through the more powerful port, you can. Or for example, you want to connect the laptop to an external display through the more powerful input, and then through the small input you simply connect your tablet, it will work. I am moving the pencil right here, and then it's moving on the screen, and again, I only just did install this driver. So we're gonna go ahead and hit start. Okay, clicking is working. Now it's asking me, do I want to do this setting right here, which is more for right-handed people, or do I want to do this? Of course, I'm going to go with that because I do have the buttons here on the side. So we're going to go ahead and confirm. Here, easily enable or disable touch on your device. Here, I do have touch on, just like that. Or I can make it off. Usually, I hate touch, so typically, I leave it off. I'm gonna hit next. Now you are all set. You can change any of your settings in Wacom Center. Let's check it out, and simply I can hit start. Installing the software was a very simple process. I simply downloaded it from the website. Basically right here, I went and I downloaded the macOS driver 6.4.12-3. I downloaded that, installed it just like installing any other software, and that is about it. There was nothing fancy, there was nothing complicated, and that was literally me just doing it right now. With that, actually, let's go ahead and do something. I will start by opening Eclipse Studio Paint, and I am simply going to open it. So I did click this button right here because this button is set to 2 clicks, and as you can see, I'm just opening the software right now for the very first time, and it's asking me, do you want to allow Eclipse Studio Paint to have access to the desktop? Yes, I want to, so we can actually get access to the folder. And this is an artwork that was recently made, and that is the file for Eclipse Studio Paint for it. I will leave the artist, which his name is Dom, I will leave his information in the description for you to check him out. He did a wonderful job with this. Basically, we have the multiply for the eye. It's right here, and then in that folder you have everything. So basically, let's start checking it one by one. So this is the whole folder. Here you do have it without clothing. Here, oh, that has more lines into it. I actually like this one more, and then that's without the clothing. First layer of clothing, then this is the second layer of clothing. Okay, that makes sense. Here we do have shadows, so there is this and there is that. I believe this is a rim light. I like it more like that. And then here, ooh. Okay, so basically this is just the highlight of it, and this has way more detail. Let's see without the... Ooh, that actually looks cool! That actually looks cool! I really like that! Wow, what an amazing job! That's actually really cool. And then here you have the shadow, so let's see. Let's turn off the shadow and then do this. With the shadow, it's much better. Like that, I prefer it much better. And then here, that is just the background. And then here you have your paper. So, I guess this is basically would tell you that, hey, Eclipse Studio Paint is working, and then the tablet is working as well, and there is no issues with that at all, which is really cool. Now let's go ahead and check Photoshop. And to be honest with you, I do not know how to use Clip Studio Paint. Let's go to Photoshop and maybe I can show a little bit of the stuff that I have there. We're gonna open Creative Cloud. Creative Cloud needs an update, of course, so we will update it. And while this updating, if you like what you are seeing, please subscribe. It will help me greatly and more than you can imagine, and that's all what I ask you to do. So please do that. It will help me a lot. And hit the like button with you while you are doing it. And it seems like the software is open, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna do a new file, and then with the new file I'm just gonna go ahead and create. So basically I have that, and this is my first time opening Photoshop as well. So let's see, I want to hide this bar. Got it. So I want to go to file and then open on my computer. And then from the computer, I want to go to the desktop and then ET and then allow. So, and then I would open that BSD and then open and then allow. Okay, the BSD is working just fine. Let's go ahead and let me actually enable touch for this a little bit. Okay, actually touch is working, so I can zoom in and move the canvas as I want to. That is good. Can I rotate it? Yes, I can rotate it as well. Wow, that's actually real. Okay, this is working as it should. Here we go. And if I hit shift, it should, yep, there you go. This is Photoshop right here. And then if I hit space, I can simply move. And this will be a good test for you as well if you are a person who uses Photoshop. This is like a quick breakdown of how Photoshop would be if you are using the MacBook Neo. Basically, I can do that. Let's go ahead and then zoom in. Okay, this is great. My toggles works just fine. It's working without any issues. That's actually great. Now for this, and then close a group. Now I have only the layers, and that's what I want. There is the channels. Okay, that's nice. And then here, we're gonna do the same thing. So this is the main thing right here, which is the eye shading. And then with the eye shading, you have the line copy. That's actually cool. Then you have the black shirt. Now with the black shirt, let's just zoom out a little bit and then bring it right there. Let's go to the black shirt. Okay, the black shirt is working just fine. And then after that, we do have the clothing. So we have first and second. So I'm gonna turn the shirt. So I'm going to, oh wow. So, that's actually good. This looks like more of a traditional South Asian, probably, type of clothing. That's actually cool. Here we have the shading. I like it off, as I said. Then you have this as usual, and then you have the render right here, and then you have lastly the mask. So I guess it's working without any issues as well. I do not see any problems in terms of moving around. So if you are doing stuff like what you are seeing right now, and you are doing it in terms of 2D with Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint, and you are using a tablet such as the tablet that we are using right now, you should be good to go and you should not be having any issues. Now let's go ahead and do something where I would do a little bit of a drawing with. It opened with Photoshop right away. That's actually really fast for something such as the MacBook Neo. So that gives you an idea of what to expect. And then I have touch enabled, so I should be able to zoom in. And then here, these are the faces. Yeah, that's why I hate touch. That's why I turn it off, because if I am not wearing the glove, my hands can really mess things up. And then just zoom in a little bit. And then we have that right here. Let me do a brush, and then with the brush I'm simply gonna do a new layer. So a new layer has been changed from Control N to Control Shift N. So I'm gonna name that layer as test. So I should be able to click on it, yeah, and then name it to test. There you go. Oh wow, this is working without any issues. So let's go ahead and wow. Okay, let me change to black so you can actually see it. Wow. And this is a great. Wow, okay. Okay, I want it right here, and then I want one more right there. And then I'm gonna do that right here. That's actually working really well, and there is no delay of any kind. Zoom in, and then move around. It's not slow at all. I am not having any issues, and this is working as it should. And you can see we have this right here, and then you have this right here, and then you have this right here as well. Those are the different age groups that you will be working with. And then here you have shapes for the mouth and such. And then basically that's a simple practice that I am going through myself, and hopefully someday I will be good at drawing because of it. And then here there is a quick breakdown for perspective, and then mouth and eye as well. And basically this is more of me having notes for what I want to learn, and then how I want to practice and such, and then what I am aiming for, which is anime style, basically characters. However, this turned into a drawing lesson, and the reason for that because the tablet is working without any issues, and then everything here in terms of Photoshop, it's working without any issues, and I am a bit more comfortable with Photoshop, so I can show you more. But trust me, if Photoshop is working, then Clip Studio Paint is working, because Photoshop is more intensive in terms of resources. And speaking about resources, let's go to the activity monitor, take a look what's going on. Well, we are in the green, so if you have Photoshop open and you are using Photoshop, there is not a lot to be worried about. So Photoshop is using about 4 gigabytes, and I do have here about 2 tabs that are open, and mostly you will be working with 1 tab, and then what we have in total is 4 gigabytes. I'm gonna open one more, so now I have this open as well, so we have 3. And let's go back to the activity monitor, and right now we have about 5 gigabytes. So basically if you have 3 tabs open and you are doing 2D drawings such as the ones that we did explore, such as the one that you are seeing right now, you honestly should be good to go, and there is not a lot that you should be worried about. And we are still in the green, and even the swap memory is not sweating a lot. Even if you jump into it, you will be good to go. And keep in mind, Photoshop right now is running out of an external hard drive. It's not even installed on the machine itself. It's running off an external hard drive, which is slower than the machine itself, or slower than the hard drive that is inside the MacBook Neo, and it's working with no issues. And if Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop is your main software, and then you install it here and use it on the hard drive that is inside the laptop, the performance is even going to be better than this. However, even with that, the performance is excellent, and I have no issues with it, and I can 100% do whatever I need to do with that with no issues. So in terms of drawing tablets with Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop, if you are a 2D artist, this is working without any issues, and I will see you tomorrow.